Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back. Just kind of like to bring a little idea to your head in case maybe you didn't know, or maybe you know somebody who doesn't know. And some questions have always been asked. What if you had to actually bug out? You know, you need a bug out bag for sure with all your goodies and stuff in there that you need for at least 3 days worth of survival. But what happens if you had to really leave? You really couldn't carry or take with you, you know, all the stuff in your cabinetry and all the canned foods and all that kind of stuff. You really need to take your storable food, long-term storable food, and as much as you can take. If you own a pickup truck or some kind of a van or mini, where you can put all this stuff in there, uh, more power. If you don't, you just have a car like me. There's stuff you would put in there and some stuff you might not. But one school of thought: if you're going to bug out and you're going to head for the hills, so to speak, you know, the woods, the forest, mountains, stuff like that. Think to take camping equipment. Okay, everything that you would need to camp with, preferably a tent. It's always nice to have that little trailer, but that little trailer pulling behind your truck, whatever, can't go everywhere. But a tent, they're lightweight, they're waterproof, they'll go anywhere. And that's what you need. You need to make a list of everything you would need. Say, I'm leaving my house, I'm leaving wherever I'm at, I had to leave, and everything I would need to go camping, okay? I.e., like a tent. You need the tent. You need some cots, you need your storable food, maybe a little shelter house, warm clothing, stuff like that if it's cold. Uh, Obviously, less clothing if it's midsummer when it's hot. Fishing equipment, stuff like that to be able to catch your fish and stuff. Your those things in order to help you hunt with if you need to. But camping equipment, Coleman stove, right? Butane or propane Coleman stoves, stuff like that. Plastic silverware, because you really don't want to have to wash stuff out there. You can get these things by the big bagfuls, kind of cheap. And it's always good to have that. It's always good to have water purification because you're going to need water purification. You're going to need water, and you're never going to be able to carry that much water with you. So think of water purification. The straws are okay. You need something like a portable Berkey where you can sit out there, purify the water where it's really good and clean. You can drink it. It's just food for thought. Okay. But yeah, camping equipment, cots, maybe lightweight aluminum cots, sleeping bag, blankets, pillow, stuff that you can really jam pack your car with, or if you're lucky enough to have a dang truck, you can load all that stuff in there and be just perfectly happy. But that's what you need to do. Think of camping when you're thinking of actually bugging out on a semi full-time have to go kind of deal. A lot of bug out bags, you go and you're going to come back at some point here. In this case, if you're not going to come back for a very long length of time, camping equipment, and you can get a list. You can go to many stores, go online, and look over camping equipment and see what you need and check mark everything that you would need for you to live, and be halfway comfortable. They have heaters for them little tents, and then they're small little heaters, and I suggest mention the word tent. If it was me going somewhere, it'd probably just be the two of us and a dog. But get you a big enough tent, right? Get an 8-man sleeper, or even if it's only two of you. The more room, the better you have inside. It's great. If there's like 2 or 3 or 4 of you, get one of them big honking 10-man or 12-man, sleeping tents. The good stuff. Even some stuff you can stand up in. Those are great. So, but I wanted just to get that through, out there, that camping equipment. Whatever you can think of for camping, leaving your home and camping, going out and camping. Say you're going to go camping, trial and error would be to go out for 2 weeks and go camping, okay? And see what you would need. And that's what you take with you. So, all right then, hey, look, appreciate y'all listening in. Have a really, really great day. Be safe out there. Prep like as, really no tomorrow, because you can see what's going on in the world. Yeah, there may not be a tomorrow as far as people goes. So we may have to just get out of Dodge. Or if you have enough folks, enough area, say a farm, a lot of land, and you can defend it, you don't have to go nowhere because you can defend it. A lot of people don't have that. So they're going to bug out. And like I said, bug out with all the camping equipment you can take with you. All right, then. Till next time, be good, be careful, enjoy, and we'll talk to you again later.